All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. You ready to go deep?
Always.
Today, we're tackling a big one,
Yeah.
meaning and wholeness,
Ooh, that's a good one.
specifically in the Christian faith.
Okay, I like it.
Our source material digs deep into the teachings of Jesus
Okay.
and, focusing on how he invites us to find rest,
Oh, yeah.
relief from all those burdens.
We all have them.
We really do. It's like we're all carrying these heavy backpacks.
Metaphorically, of course.
Yeah. Unless you're like an actual hiker,
Yeah.
and maybe literally.
Right.
But you know what I mean?
You do.
Everyone's got something weighing them down.
Oh, for sure. Stress, worries, anxieties.
Exactly.
And it's so easy to get caught up in trying to find happiness in like external things.
Oh, yeah. That's like the classic pursuit of happiness thing, right?
Totally. Chasing after achievements.
Money, yeah,
Shit.
all that stuff.
But our source material makes a really interesting point.
What's that?
It argues that just focusing on those external achievements can actually leave you feeling empty.
Really?
Yeah, like imagine you spend your whole life climbing a mountain.
Good.
You finally reach the peak.
You at the top.
But when you get there, the view, it's just not what you expected.
Oh, so it's like anticlimactic.
Exactly. You put in all that effort,
Years of work.
and you're still left feeling empty.
I totally get that. It's like when you finally get that promotion you've been working towards
Yeah.
for years,
Yeah.
but then it's just not as satisfying as you thought it would be.
It happens all the time.
It really does.
Our source material even goes on to tell this really interesting story about Jesus and his reaction to the people of these three towns.
Three towns.
Yeah, Bethsaida, Chorazin, and Capernaum.
Okay, I've never heard of those. Were they like big cities?
Not really, more like smaller towns.
Gotcha.
Anyway, these towns, they actually witnessed Jesus's miracles and teachings firsthand.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, but even after seeing all that, they didn't fully embrace his message.
It makes you wonder why.
It really does.
Maybe they were just too caught up in their daily lives to really grasp the significance.
Could be. Or maybe they just weren't ready to accept something so radically different.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, change can be scary, even if it's for the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that instead of being discouraged by their lack of faith,
Yeah.
Jesus saw it as an opportunity
An opportunity. For what?
to shift his focus to those who were open, those who were burdened.
Yeah, okay. What kind of burdens are we talking about?
Well, the source uses the word sin.
Sin. That's kind of heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be.
But I guess it doesn't have to be like, fire and brimstone stuff.
Exactly.
It's more about anything that weighs you down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those actions or thoughts that cause you internal conflict or guilt.
So it's like carrying around those metaphorical rocks in a backpack.
Perfect analogy. And the source suggests that acknowledging these burdens and then turning away from them,
Okay.
but doing it with faith as your guiding principle.
That's the key part, right?
Yeah. It's like Jesus is saying, hey, come to me. Lay down that heavy backpack and I'll give you a lighter one to carry.
That's a really powerful image.
It is.
It really resonates with me.
Glad to hear it.
Okay, so now let's talk about this idea of accepting Jesus's yoke.
Okay, yeah. Yoke isn't exactly a word we use every day.
No, not really.
So the source explains that a yoke was actually used in, like, farming to help oxen pull a plow.
Oh, I see. So it's like a tool.
Exactly. But Jesus's yoke, it's a different kind of tool.
How so?
Well, it represents learning from him, becoming more like him,
Okay.
meek and humble.
Meek and humble. I feel like those words can sometimes have negative connotations.
I know, right?
Like people might think it means being weak or passive.
Yeah, but that's not what the source is saying at all. It's more about finding strength and guidance through faith.
Okay, so it's like a different kind of strength.
Exactly.
Not the kind that comes from power or dominance,
Yeah.
but from humility and trust.
Precisely. It's about cultivating a certain inner posture, one that allows you to navigate life's challenges with a deeper sense of peace and purpose.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. The limitations of worldly pursuits, the burden of sin, and this idea of finding rest through faith in Jesus. I think what's really striking is how relevant this message is, even if you don't consider yourself particularly religious.
Definitely.
Everyone faces challenges. Everyone carries burdens, whether they acknowledge them as sin or not.
Right.
The question is, how do we apply these concepts to our own lives, to our own struggles?
Yeah, I think that's the most important takeaway. This deep dive encourages us to reflect. What are those heavy backpacks we're carrying? And how might faith, even in a broader sense of trust and hope, offer us a path to laying them down and finding that elusive sense of rest?
That's a really good question.
Is.
Definitely food for thought.
It is.
Thanks for diving deep with us today, and until next time, keep exploring.